Hey everyone, my name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at some I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And quickly before this video starts, I just want to say like 60% of you aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you did subscribe we could hit 100k really fast, and that would be really awesome, so thank you and please do that. But without any further ado, let's get right into the stories. Person mistakes me for a doctor. Took place about 10 minutes ago. I'm at a hospital where my mother is in her own bed in a side room to the main ward she is on, and a doctor comes in to address an issue she is having. My dad asked me to wait outside for a few minutes while the doctor and nurse were with my mother, sorting her issue out as best they can. I step out into the hallway and I'm waiting there for about 5 minutes, stood next to the nurse station leaning by a door. I'm in no way looking like a doctor. I'm 21 and don't look older than it really. Wearing a black and grey jumper and black jeans. Also, I'm on my phone. The cast. Me is me, N is nurse, and CL is confused lady. A woman in her 60s walks through the door onto the ward and looks around not seeing anyone and starts walking around. About 3 to 4 minutes later, she is walking back this way when a nurse I recognize from a previous visit in the week sees me. "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" A nurse is just checking her nephrostomy cause some fluid is leaking out and checking some other stuff. Shouldn't be much longer. "Oh, okay, well, can I squeeze by?" She is pushing a cart with some medical gear on it. I don't know what. Dang it, I'm an animation student, not a doctor. I open the door next to me as she gets the other and pushes her cart forward. I'm a bit thirsty, so I go to grab a cup of water from the water dispenser next to the nurse's desk, and the woman approaches me. "Excuse me, where is person X?" "Oh, I don't know. One of the ward nurses will be by in a minute. They're a bit understaffed today." "Well, why can't you help me?" "I don't know who person X is." "Well, shouldn't you know if you're a doctor here?" I chuckled a little, then pulled my jumper up to show a t-shirt with a picture of the Brooklyn Bridge on it. "Oof, not quite, just here visiting my mom." "Oh, but, well, you were talking about things with the nurse." She trailed off, confused. She wasn't rude or anything, but just confused. "Well, I can maybe help you out. They could be another few minutes." "I already checked everywhere." "Have you checked around the corner there? There is a bunch of beds there." I point to the 2 closed doors and she said no. I walked with her to check it out, but it turns out she got the name of the ward she was looking for wrong and meant to go to one elsewhere in the hospital, so I walked her there. She had been looking for her daughter-in-law and son. Nothing dramatic, but I'm bored still waiting for the doctor and nurse to finish up with my mum, so I thought I'd share. It's still kind of funny though, thinking that every doctor is gonna know every patient's name in the hospital. Like there's thousands and thousands, no one's gonna know everyone. Target sucks. Today I walked into Target. I'm wearing blue jeans, a grey hoodie, and a ball cap. I'm in the sporting goods aisle looking for 4 Coleman ponchos for a football game tomorrow. I'm wanting all the same color, so I pull several off and pick the ones I want out. As I'm standing there holding the several I pulled off in one hand and replacing them, a cow of a human walks up to the corner, looks at me in the ponchos, and I guess decides I work there. She tells me that I need to come a couple aisles over and get something down for her. I tell her she needs to find someone who works here as I'm finishing putting the last of the ponchos back. Admittedly, I have a pretty harsh voice and a no-nonsense tone about me. I may have left the army, but the army hasn't left me yet. The rest of the conversation went a lot like this. "You don't," she says. "Nope, just cleaning up my mess," I reply. "Well, you just restocked that shelf. You work here. If you won't help me, you need to call someone who can." Her tone getting really bad with me. "Lady, the only thing I'm gonna do is pay for these, then leave." Then she goes into full trailer trash Karen mode. That's fine, I'll just find out who you work for here and let them know how you're treating people. After I have a chat, you'll be lucky if you're serving fries at your next job. What do you have to say for yourself now? The next thing out of my mouth was, "Screw you, you old witch," and I walked off towards the front. There may or may not have been something said about her hygiene, her weight, a wet spot, and a sack of flour, loudly and maybe rated PG-17. When I get to the registers, there's a young girl at the front, directing people to the next register. She points me to a register and I go there waiting my turn. As I'm paying and finishing up, I notice how the cow is baying away at the poor girl at the front, pointing at me the whole time. Kinda wish I could have heard that conversation, but yeah, Target sucks. At least today it did. Target's a red top, right? This guy said he was wearing a grey hoodie and jeans. I don't understand how you mistake those things. I work 3 blocks away, lady, and I'm not on the clock. So I am waiting for my fish and chips from the amazing little spot in Fisherman's Wharf, SF. For the last time, I am in my ball cap and it is 1 hour before my shift. Sadly, I am in my work shirt. I already have my food ticket, which is clearly sitting on the table with my bottle of water on top of it so it doesn't blow away. I am looking at my phone and glance up to see a woman standing over me. She will be lady, I will be me. Excuse me, can you help me? I'm sorry, I'm waiting for my food. Don't you work here? No, I work 3 blocks from here. Oh, so you work in this neighborhood? Yes, but not here. She doesn't listen and begins to ask me all kinds of tourist questions. I'm sorry, but I am unable to help you. If you would like to come see me 3 blocks away at 3 PM when I am on the clock, I would be happy to help you then. She doesn't listen and is starting to get a bit ticked off that I am not helping her. You work around here, don't you? Yes, but not here. I am not on the clock for an hour. I am waiting for my food. You work around here, so you should know all of this stuff. I do know all of this stuff. However, again, I am waiting for my food to go, and I am sitting here in a ball cap, so no, I am not going to help you. You can ask the people running the place. The line is too long. At this point, my number is called, and she attempts to block my path, but I get around her and go to the pickup window. She has the nerve to follow up there, still not shutting her mouth. I had had enough of this and turned around, looked her dead in the eye, and said, "Lady, this is the last time I'm telling you. I'm just here to get my food. Now, if you would, please shut the heck up." She looked at me dumbfounded as I grabbed my food and walked away. A lot of people might think, oh, they're entitled to get an answer out of somebody. But if you go up to someone on the street and ask them politely saying, oh, do you mind showing me around? And they say, no, sorry, I don't want to help you. Then that's fair enough. They don't have to help you. You have to go to somewhere else for that. Am I wrong there? I feel like I might sound a bit douchey there, but surely you're not entitled to anything you want just from anyone. Sorry, dude, I honestly don't work here. Context. I'm from Argentina and I work at comic book conventions around 3 to 4 times a year. And I've been working for the same manga, Japanese comic books, publisher company for around 7 years. It's common that regulars know me, and in very rare cases even by name, yada yada. This story happened some time ago, so the details are a little fuzzy, but I had a good laugh over it. The cast is the dude, me, and the register guy. So working at conventions, some people recognize me. So one day when I was looking around at a local comic book shop, this dude stops me and starts asking me about manga recommendations. He was pretty nice about it, so I didn't mind. Of course I didn't work there, but whatever, right? I know about manga. I help him find what he was looking for, gave him several recommendations from sections that I don't sell at my job. Heck yeah! Thank you so much! How much do I owe you? I have no idea, bro, but if you go to the register, I'm sure the register guy will tell you. Come on, I want you to have the commission. Oh, no, I don't work here. What? Me starting to laugh. I don't have the store's t-shirts, dude. White polo shirt with the company's logo, a text bubble in red, white, and blue. I honestly don't work here. Seriously? You sold me a couple of manga last convention. I only work at conventions. I swear I don't work here. Also, points at the dude behind the register, whom I know has been listening to us. Register guy can't pay me enough to work here. No, I can't. Poor dude went pink, but thanked me, bought his stuff, and left. Register guy, to this day, texts me telling me when this dude comes to the store. It wasn't a bad experience, but it was funny for me. Hopefully for you guys too. That's a nice story, and I really like that guy who was like, oh no, I want you to get the commission, that's a nice deed. I set him up for it. This just happened a few minutes ago. I work front desk at a fairly busy hotel, rhymes with Schmilton, and we provide a business center for our guests to check in their email, print boarding passes, etc. This morning, one of my guests approached me saying that for some obscure technical reason, he couldn't check his email on the business center computer. Knowing that our public computers are slightly better than two potatoes spliced with twine, I decided he could just use one of our front desk computers. I browsed this sub enough to expect a possibility of an I don't work here lady type situation to happen. But it seemed too unlikely and my lobby far too empty. I was wrong. Enter Karen and company. Out of the elevator stumbles two older ladies, most likely late 50s to early 60s. One looks relatively normal, and the other like a wet rat that crawled into a leather jacket and put on some ill-fitting blue jeans. You can probably figure out who's who. Both ladies head over to the coffee area to grab a few cups, all normal. Now, the guest who's checking his email is an older man, early to mid-60s, and is wearing a suit. Our Karen approaches the far side of the desk from me, closer to the older man. She's just out of normal speaking range from me. I hear a faint, "Your coffee pot's blinking," from Karen's direction. Naturally, I look over to see if she's talking to me, but the older man is blocking my view of her and assumed she was too lazy to walk over to tell me like a normal person. I can barely keep my eyes open, let alone give a freak about the coffee pots. Then there's a lip-smacking sound. Oh freak. Karen's giving this poor old man a face like she just devoured a lemon and goes, "Oh, you're too busy to talk to me? Freaking excellent customer service y'all got here." The old man glances up and says, I don't work here? Karen, in all her reptilian glory, retorts, "Oh, you'll have to excuse me, I'm having a rough morning," and trudges back to whatever rat's nest she crawled out of. I apologized to the guest, but he didn't seem to mind. At his age, he's probably dealt with more Karens than most. To be fair, I've got to give props to Karen for backing off straight away, like there was no, "Oh, you do work here," or anything like that. She just said, "Oh, I'm having a bad day," so I'm sure she was an okay person. Not every vendor is your banquet server, sir. So this just happened to me today, and I was still amused by the mild absurdity of the situation. I was at a wedding today as a cam assist, dressed in a comfortable but formal green pantsuit. The banquet staff had a standard grey shirt with the hotel's logo and black pants for uniform, so one has to be pretty blind to make such a mistake. As the banquet was ongoing, I was positioned next to the AV booth, standing by for the newlyweds march-in when this entitled guest, known as EG from now on, conveniently flagged me over. Now, one thing to note is that this newlywed couple are really rich, and the entire event was really grand, which was possibly why entitled guest felt like he was entitled to the following behavior. When entitled guest was flagging me down, I had already knew that an I don't work here lady incident was about to occur. But since the march-in was about to happen, and entitled guest was making really loud, noticeable noises to get my attention, I'd stupidly decided to scoot over to him. "Excuse me, where is my drink? I've ordered since 5 minutes ago." "I'm sorry, sir, I'm not a server." "I said, where is my drink?" He repeated louder as if to try to challenge my claims of not being a server. As I mentioned, I'm not a server. I cannot help you. "Who is in charge here?" he demanded loudly. At this point, the host was already making the announcement and preparing the crowd for march-in, so I quickly returned to my original position. Entitled guest's mouth hung open in sheer disbelief when I walked away. I could feel his eyes glaring at me throughout the entire march-in instead of the couple walking down the aisle. He called over an actual staff soon after and demanded his drinks and made a few gestures in my direction. The server took a look at me and shrugged as she walked away as entitled guest's wife rubbed his back to calm him down from his frustration. Like, come on dude, you're at someone's wedding, at least have some respect, especially when they're like announcing the march-in. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more videos like it, then click on screen right now. And if you never want to miss out on a video, then hit subscribe, but I will see you all very soon.